This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
Welcome to Straight No Chaser. So grab a glass and join your hosts, your girl and BZ, Thinbad, and the Chief. Welcome to Straight No Chaser, where we always deal with the hard stuff issues. We never dilute the issues. It's the Chief, and Thinbad and Ambeezy will be on later. But tonight, we're talking about an issue that impacts all of us, and that's health and wellness. And all of us, we've all seen the commercials late night and on the weekends. We've all heard and seen the ads for ab rollers, bad breath, hair restoration, breast enlargement, erectile dysfunction, bunion removers, teeth whitening, hair removal, and a host of other conditions. But what does it all mean? What does it all mean? What does it take to stay fit? To help us figure it all out is Kim McDaniels, a health and wellness guru from Charm City Health Consultants in Baltimore, Maryland. Kim, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate you being here. As everyone knows, the health and wellness business is booming, and you hear about health issues no matter where you are, whether you're on the subway, whether you're in church, whether you're at work. Everyone is trying to stay healthy. And so tonight we want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you do at Charm City Health Consultants in Baltimore. But before we do, tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about Charm City Health Consultants.
So I'm again glad to be here. I am a wellness coach, and my company is actually Vibrant Life Coaching. And my focus is to, when I assess and deal with people, my first question is right in alignment with your radio program. And it's really, what are you willing to do to take charge of your health? Because there's a price to pay. There are always consequences. And, straight no chaser, same thing. You got to come to reality, come to grips with actions you're willing to take to dig yourself out of whatever situation you're in. So I've been coaching for over 10 years now. I have a military background. I've got a homeschooling background. So I've taught my kids at home for, 12 years. So I train, I educate, and I look for people who want to make a move, right? Because everybody's not ready. People want the results necessarily, but they may not want to pay the price. But those who are ready, there are some simple modifications that can be taken so that people can get on the right track. So I'm really excited to work with people who want a better future, and it's in their hands. That's really the point. Because you know what, Mike, I don't want people to feel like they have to be a victim. Like you can get out of the back seat and into the driver's seat of your own health by simple modifications.
Oh, that's great. And we want to talk about all that. And I know we talked a little bit off the air about health and how it impacts different age groups. Kids have certain needs, young adults have certain needs, and then, some of the older folks have certain needs as well. And so I guess my first question before we delve into your expertise is it one size fits all for health and wellness, or is it different things for different people?
Believe it or not, it's one size fits all. Believe it or not, because we're talking about biology, right?
Okay.
What is your body going to do? I'll give you one picture.
Okay.
When we're first born, our cells are fully hydrated. When they're fully hydrated, it's kind of like a fat, juicy grape, succulent, right?
Okay.
And as we get older, the grape starts to look more like a raisin. Our bodies start getting dehydrated, and it starts looking like a prune, right? So look at a 90% hydrated all the way down to about 15%. When you retire, your cells are down to about 15% hydration, and death comes at 9%. 9% dehydration. So your body has to have water. Every cell in your body has to have that for functionality. So when you start looking at the baseline, what is the common denominator? It starts with hydration, whether you're 8 or 80.
Okay.
So yeah, that's key.
So the reason Aunt Maggie's all bent over and hunched over is because she's dehydrated. That's why she's walking like that.
Head to toe.
Really?
Head to toe. Do you know that dehydration and dehydration can affect your brain? People say, "Oh, I'm having senior moments, drink water. Oh, I'm having migraines, I'm having headaches, drink more water." There are certain things that your body can respond to in a positive way if it's hydrated. And this is one thing I did tell you earlier, that a dehydrated body cannot heal itself. So it's very important, to use that as a baseline.
So as you move through your health assessments, and let's since we talked about seniors and how we get kind of shriveled up and all that kind of stuff as we get older, which is wow, that's a visual I didn't need yet, but since you put it out there, we gonna go with that. I just think of some of my relatives. It's like, wow, what happened to him? You know what I mean?
Straight no chaser.
That's right. There's Brother Thinbad. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm drinking water now.
That's right, man.
I'm trying to put off my shrivel.
That's right. You don't want to see it looking like a raisin, sir, because that's not it. You know what I mean? I just,
that's not good.
Can you imagine, at your anniversary and you got on all your sexy gear and you pull your robe off, say, "Well, I just need some water. I'll be right back."
I was not going to help you with that. I was going to leave you right there by yourself.
But it's all good.
My goodness.
So I know it's a water thing. But anyway, but seriously, moving back into
water ain't going to help that.
That's right. Getting back to the hydration, and diet and exercise. So for seniors, how important is it for exercise, and what type of exercise can seniors do to sort of maintain some type of tone and strength as they move into their twilight years?
Well, I will tell you one line that I lead with all of the time, regardless of whatever the age is and whatever the size is or the capacity. I tell people that it's never too late to start, and it's always too soon to quit. So, we've got this amazing health mogul here in Baltimore by the name of Ernestine Shepherd, who didn't start exercising until she was, in her 50s. Right. And now she's like a bodybuilder. She looks fantastic. She's 82 years old, probably the most fit 82-year-old woman that I've seen. And she did not have an exercise history. She was never an athlete. That was not her deal. So just quite a testament to you can always get started. So even with seniors, my thing with them is mobility.
Sure.
The quicker you wave the white flag and let some other apparatus pull you, push you, drag you, lean, something to lean on, you're doing a disservice and you're cutting yourself off at the knees, So a lot of seniors, I think, deal with atrophy. If you don't use it, you will lose it. So if you're not using your core muscles, right? If you're bending over and they're just relaxing, they will get weaker and weaker over time. That's just, physics. So we want people to engage themselves, to engage their bodies. And it's little things like I can be in church. I used to go to a church with, wooden pews, and people in front of me, they would sit down, and let's say at level 10, they're seated. Somewhere where they're standing to sitting, somewhere maybe around 7, they would just let their body fall. So that means they're not using the strength in their thighs to guide themselves to the seat. They just release it without using their muscles. And your muscles already are going to start atrophying at 35 and beyond. Your muscles get weaker and weaker just by nature. That's how the design is. So you're fighting against age. That's why we have these products that are called anti-aging, because aging is coming. So it depends on whether you're going to fight it, hit it in the knees, hit it in the face, but you got to fight it. Otherwise you'll get it quicker, right? You'll get hit with it quicker. And you mentioned diet. I got to mention this. People talk about steroids, right? There's definitely I'm not pro diet. I'm pro what you put in your mouth as you monitor it.
Okay.
But there was a lot of steroids in our foods, chicken and things like that. So when steroids actually make you age faster. So that's why, children, young girls, start having their menstrual cycle earlier. They have breast development earlier, 9, 10 years old, because they're eating the chicken, they're eating the steroids. So if it's aging you faster at 9, 10, guess what? It's going to be aging you faster at 40, 50, 60, 70. So who's trying to rush?
Right.
So that's why that's one of the reasons we talk about GMO food and organic food, because we want a clean palate, things going into our mouth and into our bodies that are going to help us. So that's I know that's a lot. Hopefully that answered, at least put you on track for, some other ideas as well.
Wow. Well, you said a lot in that first statement. I can see Thinbad has questions written all over his face. So I'm gonna step back because I see the smoke going off, and
I'm
I see that
sitting here just monitoring everything going off. Let me drink some more water while I'm doing that.
Exactly, man. Let me get.
I don't think I can get enough water. Can I get like one of those camel packs? Because you can't. What is the right amount of water to drink? I mean, we used to always hear 8 glasses a day, but then I've heard things where they're changing, based on your weight and your size or whatever, and it's a gallon a day. So my problem with the water thing is, though, as much as I try to drink water, I can't get enough bathroom breaks. I mean, I'm running to the bathroom back and forth. I got to keep a job.
Yeah,
that's a fair question, and I got a great answer for you. So, I prescribe a certain type of water. I believe that water has to hydrate your cells. You're probably having to go to the bathroom because it's sloshing around, and it's like, hey, looking for the nearest exit. You need water to penetrate your cells, to get into your cells, to do what it's supposed to do. Water's supposed to hydrate. It's supposed to cleanse. It's supposed to help move the waste in your system and bring oxygen, right? So all water is not the same, number one. Number two, think of it this way. We can't tell everybody to drink 8 glasses of water, because there's some people who weigh 100 pounds and some people weigh 300 pounds.
Right.
So water has to deal with you. It has to meet you where you are. So a good rule of thumb is to take your weight, divide it in half, and that's the amount of ounces of water that you should drink. So if you're drinking a gallon of water, that means that you weigh about 250 pounds, right? Because that's 128. That's right. Twice that. So, somewhere around there. So a gallon is 128.
For
128.
So if you're 250, you ought to be running around with a gallon of water.
So about 125 ounces.
My wife's aunt. So she would need what? 2 gallons of water. What would that be?
Don't pull her into that. Don't pull her into that.
Under the bus?
Yeah, I'm just trying to help her out.
You're not gonna be able to get it too far under that bus.
So if she's heavy and shriveled, what do we do with that?
Water, more water. Because guess what? It will change. It will shift. It will help her. Drinking the right water will help her to deal with some issues. And, sometimes it helps you even lose weight. So it just depends. You got to get the right water into your system. That matters.
Now, when you say right water, do you mean right amount, or is there a certain mixture, or is there something different?
I mean both. Both. There's a lot of water on the supermarket shelves that, I can't call any names out, but some water is just tap water in a pretty bottle, right? So in many cases, we definitely don't want that, but also in many cases, it depends on your municipality. In my town, Baltimore, I've gone into some school systems and I see the water fountains taped up. Like green duct tape over the fountains, like don't drink this water. And next to it will be, like a gallon of water that was delivered to the school. So that makes me think, so they're not allowing the students to drink this water, but there are houses right next to the school. Right. Their fountain isn't taped up. So how is that a thing? Right.
Wow.
So so it's something to definitely take a look at. But everyone needs water, particularly children, because it helps with the functionality. It helps with the brain, with the processes. Our kids are inundated. I have a friend who works in the school system, and she's got a couple of students who come in with, she says they'll come in with like a 28-ounce glass or bottle of whatever, Mountain Dew or some supersized drink, and then another one tucked away in their pack for later on. So this is like 56 ounces of sugary drink. And the issue with sugar, young people and old people, because I know you want to address young people as well.
Right.
The issue with sugar is sugar shuts down your immune system for a few hours. Yeah, so you're just opening yourself up to illnesses and challenges and germs and bacteria. So it really is a defeating mechanism. So we definitely want to keep sugar, minimize sugar in our children's diet. But we think, if we give them sugar, they'll run around. It's not just because of the hyperactivity. It's because of the long-term, anti-health effects that it has as well.
I thought it was so easy before, Chief. I thought you could just drink water. I thought you could, and it's really no easy. It's no magic pill. I mean, there's nothing. All of these diets that people go on, and all these different things. There's really nothing that replaces watching what you put in your body,
right,
and moving
right.
your body. I mean, at
Absolutely.
the end of the day, that's where we come down to.
Absolutely. Yeah. The body, I look at the body, I look at the joints and the hinges. I mean, we're designed to move. I mean, they actually say that sitting is the new smoking. Wow. Sitting is the new smoking. The same maleffects that we got from smoking cigarettes, now we get them from leading a sedentary lifestyle. So anything that we can do. So that's why the craze is for these, the body wear. It's like, hey, you should be moving X amount of steps mine says 250 steps every hour. At least 250, move your feet every hour, because you can literally sit at a computer for 2 hours, 3 hours and wonder, wow, why are my hips spreading? Why am I carrying a tire around my waist? Because you're not moving, and you're not, and you're drinking. I'm going to tell you another thing. You're drinking like a diet, whatever, pick one, Coke, Pepsi, whatever. That again is another misnomer, diet this and low sugar that. My thing is, if you're going to eat if you're going to eat it, unless you have like diabetes or something, but if you're going to eat the cookie, eat the cookie. Like a sugar-free cookie. Like, what are you doing? Just eat the regular cookie. Instead of eating 6 sugar-free, eat 3 regular cookies and keep it moving. Because
wait, say that
go
again.
Go ahead. If you're going to eat the sugar-free labels are they're misnomers, and they are actually less healthy for you. Right. So if you're going to
actually have more of the bad stuff in them, from what I understand.
Yeah, chemicals, and they're like, I mean, people get a comfort zone around, the government, and if it's FDA approved, if it's approved, it's okay. And they don't get that there literally are people in laboratories who are chemically designing things, salt, sugar, and fat, for you to be addicted. They're like, well, 16 teaspoons is just, it'll make you retch, but 14, that's the sweet spot. So they'll give you the exact amount so that you can be hooked on something and keep buying it. Remember back in the day when they first brought, at some point when they had one of the Lay's marketing things, it was, hey, you can't just eat one. They knew, no, you literally cannot eat just one, right? So we have to take charge of our own path, our own lifestyle, and you have to be the FDA in your house, in your household, because you're the one making the choices, right? And when you get sick, guess what? We'll give you a prescription. Like, they'll put you on the whole rat race. Sure. We'll give you a prescription. Wow. You'll get some side effects. We'll give you some more stuff, but we don't want to kill you. Right. We want to keep you well enough so we can keep giving you pills and you can keep getting the refills. So that's kind of the game plan that they're on. So my thing is, you have to come up with your game plan. We know the world's game plan. What is your game plan?
So stuff like the what is that? The 0 calorie Pepsi and all that kind of stuff, or 1 calorie. So that's full of chemicals and all kinds, or is that just water? Yeah, it's full of chemicals. And, people would say there are some conspiracy things going on, but I will say this, when we look at people like Michael J. Fox, who was like a Pepsi advocate, he was, people like him, who now he has this, terrible disease, but they would
You send him cases and cases. Hey, you're our sports guy. You're our guy. So we're going to have cases and cases of this product sent to you that, chemicals in it that build up, and, you're just drinking it. You and your family, you're drinking it because it's free. But then, you're looking at Parkinson's. It's like, well, we don't know if there's a direct connection. It's like, well, who's going to find out? Like, who's going to be the next guinea pig to see,
Sure.
Am I going to drink a case of soda every week to see, to confirm that? I'm not going to do it, because I can look at the label and say, yeah, that can't be bad. Come on, man. If it's going to kill the battery acid, if it's going to unclog your toilet, if it's going to clean blood off of a street at a crime scene, why would I put that soda? I'm talking cola. Why would I put that into my mouth, into my body?
Well,
is that strong?
Is the Diet Cola stronger or weaker than the regular cola?
It's not the diet piece. It's the artificial sugars, the artificial sweeteners that they're putting in. That is what is addictive. That is what does things like put holes into your brain, tiny pinpoint. I mean, not big holes, but enough to affect you over time. So it's not the, no calories. It's bigger than no calories. And we kind of have to stop chasing the shiny objects. It's bigger than no calories, looking at our overall health and not just trying to, fit into the next bathing suit, if you will.
Wow. I
don't need any holes in my brain. I don't care how big they are or how small. You're right. That's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
So how did you get, we're coming up on the end of the year. We're coming up to the, new year. Everybody's making all these pledges. I can't tell you how many people are now trying to figure out, I want to go from meat-based to plant-based. And that's, and some people are going to, wear themselves out. I mean, is there anything to that? I'm sure there's some science to it, but does it make sense to do things in moderation? I mean, I'm sure, conventional wisdom would say, don't go cold turkey on anything, because you'll fail before Martin Luther King holiday. You'll be eating a steak again, and you just made your, but my resolution is not to make any more damn resolutions. So I don't make resolutions, but if I can start like early, maybe I can cheat some in December and get a ramp up by January. I'll be good. So I'm going to try some plant-based stuff. But if you can, what plant tastes like a steak? If you can tell me that, I'll be good.
I think,
exactly. That was my next question.
It's so funny, because when you said it, you actually rolled your eyes when you said moderation. Like, I was like, oh, he's not even feeling it. He's not even feeling the question. So here's my take on all of that. Whatever one decides to do, it's better if you say, this is what my new lifestyle is going to be. Because if you're not going to do it for a year, a couple of years, if you're not going to pull the trigger, you're going to start something for 2 months, 3 months, then you're going to stop, and then you're going to regress and be worse off than when you started, and you're going to be guilt ridden. Like, you got to find your peace. There's a harmony that I find when I'm eating food, because like if let's say I say, well, I'm going to be a vegan because that's what matters. I'm going to be a vegan. Everybody's doing it. I know it's super healthy. And then I'm eating a vegan lifestyle and I'm hating it. I'm like,
with that vegan stuff, Kim, now that's what I'm trying to get past, because I made a mistake about 3 weeks ago. and I went to a, wow.
Oh my goodness.
And I went to this vegan place, and I just didn't know what was going on. I ate that thing, and stuff was leaking out of my ears. My feet swole up. One of my teeth fell out. I was like, it was just.
But you had energy.
I did. I had just enough energy to get into the restroom. But what is that stuff made out of? Because it tastes like the wafers at communion. You know? What is that stuff?
It's not necessarily what it's made out of. It's just the fact that they don't put things in it that you're used to. So they're not putting in any products from animals at all. So no eggs, no butter, no.
So what is that stuff that resembles meat?
It's probably soy products, like the soybean. Soy products are, a safe bet. It's, Now,
with that being said, I'm glad you said that. Now, there are pros and cons about soy, particularly for African Americans. Mm-hmm. So from the vegan perspective, are you doing more harm to yourself by eating those products, or what is your recommendation as a wellness expert?
Well, I would say this, the other category, when you talk about African Americans, also we have an issue with lactose intolerance, right? We have to look at that differently, right? And the other thing that I really want people to understand is it's time to turn the light switch on for yourself, to start being in tune with your body, because there's no, all African Americans should do this, or people. Be in tune with your body. Just like you said, I went to this restaurant, I ate something, I'm not going there again.
Right.
What was in this? Tell me the ingredients here, because my body did not react properly to those. So you want to be in tune with your journey so that you can, respond correctly.
Right.
Like I know my husband, I know he's probably listening, but I know at one time he's like, you know what? When I eat like red meat late at night, it's not a good fit. And, he came across that revelation maybe 5 years ago or something. Okay. So he stopped. But see, some people would just push past that. And it's like, I can eat it at 8:58 or 8:57. Right. It's like, no, just don't do it, because your body's not processing it the way that you need it to. And then you have that pile up. Up in your system. You probably know that the majority of disease starts in your colon. Right. So if you have this pile up in here and it's just not getting out, it's just like a plunger you need, and the steak you ate Tuesday is still in there next Thursday. Wow. Right. Then you have this corrosion and this rottenness in your body and toxicity, and you wonder why you're sick. You know that like Tums, those type of antacids, that's the number one over-the-counter medication that's sold, whether it's acid reflux, whether it's digestion, whether, the food is not going through the system. Wow. And there's a big, big price to pay for that.
Wow. Well, for our listeners, we were remiss in not giving out our call-in number, and that's 702-425-4713. 702-425-4713 if you want to call and give some questions to our health and wellness expert, Kim McDaniels. And we were talking about soy and how certain things can clog up the system, and how good water is in terms of rejuvenating and all those types of things. So let's move to the next topic in terms of seniors, and that is vitamins. How important are vitamins? Are there some stores that sell better vitamins than others? And what vitamins in particular are those that are the most challenging for seniors?
Well, I want to say this, vitamins are key. Okay. One of the challenges is, let me put two things together, vitamins and minerals. Okay. So not having minerals are like the light switches to vitamins. Okay. If you don't have the proper minerals in your bodies, the vitamins are not going to work.
Okay.
We are supposed to be able to get vitamins and minerals from our food. Okay. They're in the soil and the uptake of the green plants, the plants, and then we eat the plants. It's supposed to all work together like a, phenomenal science project. Well, because our soils are depleted, we're not getting that. So that, like, if I ate an orange today, and the same orange like in 1910, this same orange today is depleted by about 75%. So we definitely do need supplemental vitamins, right? So I find that liquid vitamins are better because they're bioavailable. So they're getting it. You need something that's going to get into your bloodstream.
Sure.
I have a mineral line that I also recommend that I take sublingually. So it goes under your tongue into the blood vessels under your tongue.
Sublingually?
Sublingually under your tongue.
Yeah, just want to make sure because
He's slow.
sublingually.
Some of our audience is slow and remedial. This is,
Okay.
We want to be ADA compliant. Thank you. That was from management. That was from management.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. So things have to get into your body, because check this out. So there was a study done in some porta potties, if you will, in the fields when they moved the porta potties in Seattle, and they found that they looked down, and as they're cleaning out this area, they got handfuls and handfuls of pills, and they could see on them one a day.
Really?
Such and such, because they're not breaking down in your body. They're not breaking down in your body. So if you're not getting something that's actually getting into your body, you may as well just throw it right in the toilet while you're, sitting there.
So does that have to do with? I'm sorry. Does that have to do with the vitamin itself, or is that an indication that something may be wrong with?
It's the vitamin itself, because usually the vitamin is so encased, and it's encased so that it can last on the shelf longer. Right. So if it doesn't spoil, it sits there, and then guess what? It goes into your body, and it doesn't break down. Right. So it doesn't break down in your body. So liquid to me is preferable, but even in the liquid form, it has to be, we call the isoform. We're looking at that. Say for example, if I'm going to tell you to take copper because it's going to help your blood flow better. There's a copper in a penny. Like, you can't just suck on a penny. It has to be in the right isoform, even in the liquid form, so that it can penetrate and get into your blood system. So there are certain brands better than others. Yes.
Oh, wow. So can you make some recommendations about places to go? Not necessarily the products themselves, but where do you send your customers?
I have a website that I send people to that I think is excellent, because and I'll tell you what it is. One of my main things, and this may give people a chance to get a pen or something. One of my main things is I really want people to be educated. I have a problem with the process. If I'm sitting in a doctor's office, they examine me, and then they go to the next room and they look up in the PDR what's wrong with me, and they find out something, and then they come back and give me this piece of paper with a prescription on it, and I go to the pharmacy. It's like, I'm not in the process. Like, I don't know what this is. I can't even read it. And then they give me 4 pages of side effects. So it's a problem. I want people to be informed and educated. I send them to a spot called 200diseases.com, 200diseases.com. You can go to that site and look up a challenge that you might be having, a symptom that you may be having, and find an organic response to it, something that can be safe and something that your body will recognize. So your body doesn't recognize chemicals. It's like, who is that? Who's at the door? But when you have something natural, your body's like, hey, come on in, make yourself at home and do what you're supposed to do. Sure. So natural is always the first choice. 200diseases.com is a great, it's about 500 pages, but you can look at it by index, and whether it's headache or constipation or arthritis, you can look up different things that you can do. And guess what? Some things are as close as your kitchen. Lemon juice, baking soda, apple cider vinegar. There are some things that you can do right from home.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'll tell you what, Kim, when we get back from the break, let's talk a little bit about some of those home recipes and also some of the health challenges facing young people and kids, because you touched on some interesting things, and we're getting some chats coming in. So keep it locked. We'll be right back with Kim McDaniel. We'll be right back.
Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. Other shows water down the issues. We only serve the hard stuff.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me.
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today.
The only thing I didn't learn today.
The only thing I didn't learn
is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
The path to happiness is not the easy one, but taking drugs will not make it easier. Many people got lost and end up losing their life to drugs. If you or anyone that you know is within that path, don't be afraid to seek for help. Visit www.adk.gov.my for information related to drug abuse. So, know your path. This message is brought to you by the National Anti-Drugs Agency.
In our world, in our country, and in our cities, on our streets, in the alleys behind our homes, there are orphans, foster and homeless children who are the victims of child abuse and neglect. Hello, I'm Malcolm McDowell. Now, 80% of these children will end up homeless, and 60% will end up in prison without our help. They're good kids with bad parents, or no parents at all. They feel helpless, unloved, and full of despair. Oftentimes thrust into a world where dangerous influences lurk to prey upon their innocence. Safety Harbor Kids has developed a solution to help these children.
Safety Harbor Kids helped me get a job.
Safety Harbor Kids let me know someone cares.
Safety Harbor Kids helped me go to college.
Help change your child's life forever by supporting safetyharborkids.org today.
Hello. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the show, Straight No Chaser. If you're just joining us, we are talking about nutrition. We've got Kimberly McDaniel, nutritionist extraordinaire, who has given us all a lesson. Giving me a lesson, sure enough,
sir.
Because we're coming near the end of the year, and I know some of you are out there trying to figure out if you're going to go ahead and make this New Year's resolution. And this year, you're just going to do it. You're going to eat right. You're going to live right. Some of you are creeping up on 50 and, everybody starts getting reflective. I'm already past that. So I'm not even thinking about that anymore. I'm on the other side of that, but I'm still trying to get it right. So Chief, where'd we leave off? What were we talking about when we just left? We talked about, we had some accidents, some vegan accidents you had, Chief.
Yes.
We don't want to go back into that again.
No, because it was very painful. And and in my group session, they're telling me that I'll be okay. They said, "Hi, Mike."
You did it the wrong way. But we learned some really good things about. We were talking about vitamins and supplements and things like that because it's important. I'm running into that with my mother. Who just turned 85 last week. She's doing well, but she's always reading and telling me, well, the reports say that some of these supplements aren't regulated and this, that, and the other. And what do we do? And then she's more than, a few times here lately, she was getting some kind of recalls from the pharmacy and, changing this and changing that and the doctor changing that. So she's, on the one hand, you have them trying to do right, and then they're a little fearful of doing right. But, as Kimberly McDaniel was telling us, it's best to educate yourself, to the best of your ability. And she's doing, my mother's doing a good job, but I want to make sure that she's on it. I don't want her to deny herself something that could be good for her, but at the same time, you don't want her to take something under the illusion that it's good for her and it's really not.
Mm-hmm. I love that statement because here's the deal. Anyone who kind of in this age bracket, I call us in the sandwich generation. So that means that, we're taking care of our children and our parents in most cases. So that being said, it is incumbent upon us that we be healthy. Like, how are you going to take care of someone and you're not even taking care of yourself, right? Correct. So put the mask on yourself and equally put it on your parent and your children. And one of the best ways is to lead by example. right? So your chart, you got the banner up and it's like, hey, let's go do this. Not you should do this, right? Especially for kids. Cause I have friends now and I'm like, how do you have an 8-year-old? Like what were you thinking, but yet they do. So it's like, okay, you want to go to these football games and you're 55, 60. Okay. So you really need some extra. Exactly. Is that you? I'm sorry.
Just all on my toes. Just all on my toes. That's just like, what is she all of this? Yeah.
I guess it's just so inappropriate.
Yes, just went ahead and just stepped all on me. Just all of this.
Jesus.
Oh, Lord. Jesus.
Hush your face, Kimberly.
I did not know.
That's all right. That's all right.
So I'm going to give you I'm going to give you my link offline.
Yeah, I'm going to take that link too, and I'm going to send you my checkbook.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Because the energy matters. The energy matters,
Wow.
So we're looking at these seniors and I was thinking about what are the commonalities for our seniors and our youth? Because there are some things that they both need. One of the big things that they need, and I've seen this visiting people in hospital recently as well, oxygen. The oxygen, the lack of oxygen, that's one of the first, measurements that they're looking at. How, what's the oxygen? What's the percentage, So when you think of oxygen, also think of just breathing and aerobic activity and exercise. And the fact, check this out. Most people aren't even breathing correctly. Like we're breathing using 1/5 of our capacity.
I can't drink water. I can't breathe right. I can't.
What the hell?
I'm out. See you later. Goodbye.
Wait a minute.
I'm only breathing through one nostril.
See,
now I know. That's the problem.
See, people just.
Oh my God.
Some people just take it too far, Wendell.
I'm sorry.
I'm done with this.
I'm telling you, when you breathe at your capacity, think of this. When you look at a baby lying down, resting, you'll see the baby's stomach rise and fall. Rise and fall. That's the natural full way to breathe. When you breathe that way, you're airing your system out, you're cleansing your system versus breathing at this level, at the high, just not even like a singer has to breathe deeply. That's how we should breathe at least a portion of the day. Breathing energizes us. It refreshes us. It makes us think clearer. So instead of taking the whatever energy drinks and that type of thing, just breathing sometimes also calms us down. It's like God gave us everything we need to succeed, everything natural, that we should try first and then try something else, so
I have a comment from one of our listeners, Gina, in Atlanta, and she had a question about the soy discussion we had. And her question was, doesn't soy mimic estrogen and cause problem with breast cancer in women, especially in menopausal women? Can you address that?
Not only does it, yes, the answer is yes. And it also adds to the hormonal impact for men. So yeah, the estrogen, we do not need men taking estrogen, to put them out of balance. So, the thing about, there are a few things. Soy is definitely something. GMOs is another. There are some like hot topics, and there literally, Gina, are people 50% on the side of pro soy and 50% on the side of anti soy. When those type of conversations come up, my thing is, if you want to just be, err on the side of caution, you would be limiting in your intake. I used to eat edamame beans all of the time because that was what was taught to me. Oh, soy is so much better. But once I learned what Gina learned, right, I was like, oh yeah, we're not doing that. But I'm not in a whole, oh my gosh, I can never let it pass my lips, right? So I may do it occasionally. So, and you have to start looking at soy. I'm going to lead into another thing, but soy is so, there's so many products made from soy, right? And the thing I wanted to partner with that is that there is a lot of high fructose corn syrup in a whole lot of food that you would not even presume. But it's in if you went to your shelf right now and looked up, whether it's crackers or ketchup, HFCS is in there, and that is very unhealthy for our body. So we do have to stay alert. But short answer, Gina, I would definitely limit that. If that's, again, I'm on the 50% that's not a pro soy person.
So how does that get right back to that whole vegan discussion then, since a lot of, or some of that product is made with soy? How does that factor into that? So for menopausal women, should they stay away from vegan stuff, or what kind of assumption should you draw from that?
Well, they just have to look at their ingredient list. Like, not everything, you don't have to eat all soy. You could have a vegan non-soy diet. I mean, it's not the whole basis of the vegan experience.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And that's the same information that we just got through the chat that said so many vegan foods are based on soy. Read the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So you are definitely stimulating the chat line with that discussion. So going back to breathing properly. And I know that's one of the things that you said can have some impact on you. But also when you look at diet, we talked about vitamins and this whole thing with smoothie shakes and all that stuff, put some cucumbers in there and carrots and all these other types of things. Now, is that good? Or again, are we talking you could just take a vitamin supplement and be done instead of, going out in your garden every morning and blending it with milk?
I think it's good for variety. Variety is the spice of life, and people will, typically be more responsive to something that looks good, tastes good, that's appealing to the eye. One thing that I've learned is that, hey, like I've seen these crazy shows where someone is, they can't leave the house. They've eaten so much and they eat.
Right.
I eat 4 breakfasts, and you look at the whole table and it's just full of food that's tan, pancakes and donut, everything's tan.
Sure.
So the clue there is that we want to eat food that is vibrant in color, right? The tan, something that's usually going to turn into sugar, some kind of carb. It's going to turn into sugar in your body. So you mentioned carrots. So you want to eat the things that come out of the ground, that come from trees, the vibrant, the oranges and the greens and the yellows, the purples. Those are the things that, have been kissed by the sun, right? And they're going to go into your body and do what's necessary. And that's and then, so here's another thing, small point, but so people say, well, I eat vegetables all the time. Well, great. Well, how do you cook them? Oh, I put a stick of butter on them,
I
fry them. I put cheese on them,
jaw,
and
a gorilla bone,
my left toe,
big mama's toes, and
so raw is good. Anything you can eat raw is raw is best.
Okay.
And so, and the last piece with that, if you're going to eat a great salad, please don't put a cup of dressing on it, because then you're defeating the purpose again.
Oh, there we go.
I try to keep my dressing on the side and dip a little bit.
Excellent.
I did something good.
Yes.
That's right. So now take your
then
salad.
I go get my steak.
And then take your salad, dip yourself out there and breathe.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right. So
I got to rethink that breathing thing, because I've got to figure that out, because I have allergies, but I'm sure that's probably something related to, I've heard that's related, to dairy and and I'm trying not to eat a lot of dairy, but then there's stuff that you eat that you don't know what's in it. People sometimes don't know what breaks down into sugar. They think they're doing something healthy.
Right.
So you just gotta, it's no way to get around educating yourself.
And take your time, because once you find, if there are, let's just say there are 100 foods, there are more, of course, more. There are 100. Just kind of do a proportion and say, okay, of the 100, I'm good with 40. 60 aren't so good with me, but so take that 40 and do different things with the 40. So you can definitely educate yourself. And when you go to 200diseases.com, there's a section on breathing. So you can educate yourself. There's even a breathing exercise, right? Wow. That people have actually lost weight. Because if you get oxygen into your system, the oxygen goes in and, does some things that help your body get into balance. And that's really the main thing. When your body is out of balance, it cannot heal itself. So when you have toxins in your body and too much anything, too much sugar, too much this, too much that, then the body's like, well, the pancreas is supposed to be doing this, but you have me disenfranchised from my main function of producing insulin. Now I got to fight these toxins over here, so I can't deal with the insulin. So it's taking me off course. Keep your body in balance, and that way the systems will flow, and they can every day wake up and do what it's supposed to do and get the job done.
Wow. Now, I got another question that just popped in on the chat line. This is going back to your comment about the water. Does alkaline water have better benefits than regular filtered water?
Yes and no. Okay. So I think alkaline water is a new craze, and it's been, well, I won't say new. It's a craze. It's been around for 10 years or so. I had a wellness studio in Baltimore called the Rejuvenation Spot. And in there I sold alkaline water and essential oils, right? Those are two natural things. And I have since learned that it's not so much about the alkaline water, but the alkaline lifestyle. So what happens is people drink any, like, Wendell said earlier, Thinbad, my bad. What he said earlier was, her last appearance.
That's all right.
Don't worry about it.
That's it. Don't worry about it. He's come back. I'm getting new. I'm getting new. I'm going to shed the old. I'm going new.
She's getting the names wrong. You can't breathe up in here. I'm sick of it.
I can't breathe right.
Don't bring her up here no more.
So sensitive.
I'm fine. She's helping me. She's helping me.
And now you're sensitive. So you're a sensitive, non-breathing, meat-eating fool.
I guess I would be sensitive. I can't do everything I've been doing wrong. I thought at least I knew how to breathe.
Going with this.
I thought I could breathe. I thought I could breathe.
Yep.
I thought I had that one under control.
We going
all my life.
Bring me a new guest on the show.com. This is crazy.
The doctors would say, breathe in, breathe out. That's all they ever told me. How the hell am I supposed to know there was directions other than that? It said, take a deep breath and then hold it and let go.
That's
oh my God.
Now I got to breathe right. I don't understand it.
But
now I got to go to this website so I can learn how to breathe. At 55. At 55, I got to learn how to breathe.
Goodness.
Where did she come from?
Going back to alkalinity.
Yes,
so this is what we need. So here's the problem. So we do things like, okay, great. I would sell alkaline water by the gallon. People drink the alkaline water and they're like, hey, I'm good. And then they go eat acidic foods and have an acidic lifestyle. It's like, it's not the, like who was it? Clinton said, it's the economy, stupid, right? It's not one thing. It's the lifestyle. That's what we have to shift. So I don't deal. Go ahead.
The acidic food, can you kind of define that as well? Is that like juice or what?
Acidic foods are processed foods, chemical foods, packaged foods, anything. If you think of it this way, typically alkaline food are foods in the perimeter of the market, foods that are live and fresh, all of the aisles. Anything that's packaged for shelf life, that's acidic. They have things in it to, that are artificially.
Right.
So, I may have been a little sensitive, but I'm standing in the aisle a couple of months ago and I looked at a box of soup and it had like 900 milligrams of sodium in it.
Okay.
Per serving.
Wow.
Per serving. And literally like tears came to my eyes, like, people are just eating this and they just don't even know. Right. And we wonder why, I have high blood pressure because it runs in my family. No, all of your family is eating this same soup. Right. You have the same habits. They say it's the you talking about the genes and what happens, just like my parents. It's like, no, your genes load the gun, right? But your lifestyle pulls the trigger. Wow. So what is your lifestyle? How are you going to live? Right. So I don't even do alkaline water anymore. I actually use distilled water and I treat it by the gallon so that it is more hydrating. Right. So distilled water is completely empty. It's neutral. Is nothing in it. And then when I put a substance in it that turns it into, something that's more hydrating, it pierces my cells. It gets the oxygen in. It cleanses them. And it gets things out of my cells because, metabolic waste, all your cells are, they're pooping, they're getting rid of the waste and everything. But if no trash man comes through to clean it out, it just piles up and you get sick. right? So you need that sludge to be removed from your body so that you can, move effectively, so you can think effectively, so you can sleep well. All of those things matter. So yeah, alkaline water is okay, but you want to have an alkaline lifestyle as well.
Wow. So as we move to some of these other health and wellness things in terms of the colonics and all that other kind of stuff.
This is going to be, we're going to have her on more than one time.
Exactly.
Before this year is up. Because we're going to have to do some stuff here. Now it's got to get this violent water that can go through and pierce your cells and cleanse you out.
And make you breathe.
I've been drinking just regular water. Now I got to get the water that fights. Some fighting water.
That's right.
I need the fighting water.
That's right. Amen. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow. So how does that process look in terms of, the whole colonic thing? Do you recommend that along with the proper diets? Because I know in the health and wellness circles a couple of years ago, that was the big thing. People saying, I just had a colonic and now I'm all cleansed out. And how is that different from, having the foods that allow you to have that process happen regularly and that kind of stuff?
I think colonics are great. And the key words that you said were along with, right?
Okay.
You can't just eat crazy and then just have a colonic once a year and think you're good. Just have the lifestyle of cleansing.
Okay.
And some people do things like I'm a big believer in detoxification. I'm actually writing a course right now that I'll be putting online for detoxifying. But again, it's not, don't live in a garbage dump and then detox. I mean, it should just be part of a cleansing lifestyle, just like you clean the outside of your body every day, right? You wouldn't go 3 months or, without taking a shower. You just wouldn't do that. But the inside
just
needs...
stop doing that.
That's correct.
Just started showering.
And that's my personal business.
Oh my goodness. That's what we need. We need that. We need that from the inside as well. So I just believe in lifestyle choices because lifestyle is just what you do. I'll give you an example. So I'm a big advocate of, I have a great way to work out. Well, we're running out of time, but maybe next time.
We'll give you a couple minutes.
Okay. So I have a great way to work out, but here's my thing. When someone if someone works out, they go to bed thinking, when I wake up, my sneakers are here. I'm going to wear this when I'm going to work out in this. They have the mindset and that's what they're going to do. Okay. So when they wake up, it's not like, should I work out? I don't feel good on my leg. They just get up and put their clothes on and do it.
Right.
That's the lifestyle. Right. So that's what you want to create. Am I going to drink this water? Am I going to move? No, this is what I do. So once you put yourself into that automatic pilot mode of I am a wellness warrior, that's what I do. That's how I flow. That's how I operate. I don't circle the parking lot to look for the closest spot. I walk. That's what I do because I can. Why do you walk? Because I can, so we want people to be at their most fit at every turn. Because, and I'll leave you with this point. The body, what you're doing today is a result of what you did 10 years ago, right? What you ate, how you moved, right? So set yourself up for success.
Okay.
What you want, who you want to be when in your 60s depends on what you're doing right now.
Okay.
Right. So make the good choices, eat the right things, stay in motion. I've got a system that allows you to exercise literally for 10 minutes a day, to exercise every cell in your body, right? To help you detoxify, to clean your lymph system, things of that nature that will help you stay in motion. And it's for all ages. That's what came to my mind when you said, wow, what can people do to exercise? So can I give you my website? Because I don't
Please
think.
do. Absolutely. We want you to
give me that.
It's real simple. It's do I need a coach? DoIneedaCoach.com.
DoIneedaCoach.com. Okay.
Yeah.
My website is yesIdo.com. Damnright.com.
That's right.
I do.
I'm going to get my colonicbuttblaster.org.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Well, Kimberly, it's been a real pleasure having you on the show today.
Sorta.
Yeah,
sorta.
I can't breathe. I don't know what the hell I'm eating, but it's been a great show.
I get me some. My water's fighting me. I need a coach.com. I'm gonna sign up now. All seriousness, I know we joked a lot, but in all seriousness, this is really helpful because this stuff is a lot. It's a lot for your body, and you all in radio land out there. You can't see, but we're looking at each other, and I'm looking at this nutritionist here, and she looks like she's practicing what she's preaching. Her skin is clear and everything. I can't stand listening to people look like something ain't right. You're like, you are not.
There's no way.
There is no way.
All shriveled up, but
they
can't
in there
breathe.
eating Twinkies.
Yeah,
Amen.
And they talk.
That's right.
Amen. It's a point.
Yeah, and she's got this energy and this vibrant personality. I'm like,
Indeed.
I'm going to that website and I'm going to find out. I'm not listening to Mike anymore. I'm not going to listen to Mike.
That's right. Because you see,
no more buttblasters.com. None of that. I'm gonna go ahead and try to, because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
That's
Amen.
right. That's
Amen.
right.
So you gotta go ahead.
I gotta take a page from the name of this show, Straight No Chaser. So when people come to that website, I will sit with them and say, hey, where are you? Where do you want to go? And are you willing to do what's necessary?
Awesome.
And they may say, I don't want to do that, but okay, what will you do? Because you got to shift. Because if you keep doing what you're doing, it's not looking good, Chad.
Right. And also, Kim, can you give your other website? We just got another post on the chat that wanted to know your other website that is 200
diseases, 200diseases.com, 200diseases.com,
200diseases.com.
Mm-hmm.
So those of you listening, 200diseases.com. And so,
and if you have questions about anything you see on there, you can hit me up at the doineedacoach.com. I'm all over the internet. I'm easy to find. Coach Kim.
Okay. And
you'll be able to find me.
And is there a number they can reach you, or do you prefer online contact?
Oh, they can reach me. I can give you my number.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm available. 443-415-0033. Okay. 443-415-0033. Coach Kim.
All right. Well, Coach Kim, we really appreciate it. Our next show, Thinbad, let's do shrinkled overweight vegans.
Who can't breathe.
Who can't breathe.
Who breathe with one nostril.
Yep.
And they save the other nostril for intravenous supplements or sniffing.
Or on Sunday, alkaline drinkers for Jesus. Yes.
Ooh, Lord.
Yes.
There's a bus carrying you straight to hell, son. Straight to hell.
Goodness.
Oh, this is interesting.
Laughter is medicine for the soul. So you guys don't even know. Look at that.
I'm trying, but it doesn't beat a good. I was just learning new words. You know how many times I messed up edamame beans? Do you know how many times I messed up that word? What I called them things?
Is that what they call them?
I don't know, but I'm not going to call them that anymore.
Say that again. What are they called?
Edamame.
Edamame beans.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which is code for soy.
Really?
Soybean.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I won't be eating those anymore.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't do that.
My son said, I'm not eating them, Mom. I don't want to have breasts. I said, hey, that's you're a wise young man. He said, that is a teenager. Yes, he did. Yes.
All right.
Good.
Well,
man.
see, that's because you train them up the way they should go, and they won't depart from it.
That's right.
Don't want no
son,
booby beans.
Son, you're looking good. I see you got your blessing.
However, there might be some folk out there who want to eat some edamame beans. Your life ain't going right.
Boy,
Get
good.
your edamame bean or two. Got one before you go out on a Tinder date.
The boy got tall and growing breasts. What a handsome young
one
man.
One of them. He's a handsome young man. What size bras he wear? I don't know.
Exactly. But should they be growing out of his back?
Oh my God.
No, I didn't know all of that.
Yeah,
Coach.
What kind of beans are
my
those?
goodness.
Them called stay away from them beans.
That's right. Be wise. Be wise.
All right. Well, you have the last word, Kimberly. And thank you so much for sharing this information with us, as always. And Thinbad, take us out.
Oh, this has been great. Folks, take care of yourself. You only got one body, and there is no dress rehearsal.
There you go.
This is it. So get it together. Work out. When the time comes when we all go, that's all right. You're just gonna be the best looking corpse in the casket. You'll be good. Boy, they sure look good. They didn't eat any edamame beans. They breathed right.
Yeah, they lived good, didn't they? And it wasn't wrinkled.
They fought the good fight. They steadied the course. They kept the faith. They breathed right and they ate right.
And they drank the good water.
That's right, Chief. No, but all seriousness, your health is serious, and folks are checking out of here needlessly every day.
Yes, sir.
There are a lot of hidden killers. I had friends and family members who left here too soon. Yep. And a lot of it had to do with diet. I mean, I'm sure there are probably some things that could even be reversed, just simply by your diet, what you take in your body. But you got to believe it. You got to stick to it. And nothing good happens overnight. But so you get with Coach Kim. You go doineedacoach.com and find out what you can do to make your life better. And we're going to have her back. Chief, we got to have her back.
Absolutely.
So this is going to take a couple times. Maybe we have to break it down into snippets.
Agreed.
Small bite size. You like that? Bite size.
That's right. Bite size.
Bite size. Oh, I'm good. I got 1 million of them.
That's right.
I'm here all week.
Boom, boom.
But yeah. But as for me and Chief Butt Blaster, we are going to be.
Right. My colon feels good.
I hear. You whistle when you walk, boy. Right. You are good.
That's right, son. I'm gonna move the sheets this evening.
We're gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave, folks. I want to thank you all for coming.
Bass my butt.
And letting us give it to you.
Put some water in that thing. It's not gonna be wrinkled either. Blasted it.
I can't do it. Chief, stop it now. We got to tell the folks so we can sign off.
My butt.
Coach Kim, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And the rest of the folks out there listening to us. And if you're still there, thank you for letting us give it to you straight.
No
chaser. I can't.
You've been listening to Straight No Chaser. So join us next week for more hot topics. And also, you can always catch us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course, iHeartRadio.